Have you paid your advance tax for the second quarter of this financial year? No, hurry up. Tomorrow is the last date. Hello and welcome. Advance tax is income tax that you pay in advance. Usually, current year's income is assessed to tax in the next year. To assess is to determine how much tax you have to pay. That's why we file our income tax return only after the financial year is over. Your salary, business income, capital gains or any other income of this financial year would be assessed to tax in the next financial year. So this financial year, that is financial year 22-23 would be your previous year, and next financial year, that is 23-24 would be the assessment year. Before you pay this tax, you have to first estimate your income for the entire year and also compute how much tax you have to pay. You may use income tax calculators available online to compute income tax payable. If you would like to know more about it, you may consider watching my earlier video, the link in the top right corner. Now, the tax so computed has to be paid in 4 installments or once in a quarter. If you don't do this, then you have to pay interest when you file your income tax return. So if you want to avoid interest, ensure that you pay advance tax. Now this income that you estimate, this can be revised in subsequent periods. Say if you feel you have overestimated or underestimated your income, then you can revise it, recompute the tax and pay the next installment accordingly. Having said that, senior citizens, that is those who are of age 60 years or more and having no business or professional income are not required to pay this advance tax. Second, you have salary income and no other income and your employer deducts tax at source, that is TDS, then you don't have to pay advance tax. Then third, if the income tax payable for the year is less than 10k, you don't have to pay advance tax. You can pay this tax at the time of filing your income tax return. To put it differently, if you are a senior citizen having business or professional income, then you have to pay advance tax. If your employer doesn't deduct TDS, then you have to pay advance tax. And then if the income tax payable for the year is 10,000 or more, then you have to pay advance tax. So in this video, first let's see how much tax you have to pay in advance and when to pay these 4 installments. Then we'll understand how to estimate income and also compute tax on it. And in the end, see how to pay online the tax so computed. Let's first see when to pay and how much to pay. For the financial year 2022-23, the first installment was due on 15 June 2022 and minimum of 15% of advance tax has to be paid by this date. Then next installment would be due by 15 September 2022, that is tomorrow, and minimum of 45% of tax has to be paid. Then third installment by 15 December 2022 and minimum 75% tax has to be paid, and the last installment would be due by 15 March 2023 and 100% of tax has to be paid by this date. If you have observed, even before the financial year is over, you have to pay 100% of your tax. That's why it is advance tax. But if you have opted for presumptive taxation under section 44AD or section 44ADA, then you don't have to follow this 15, 45, 75 rule. You can straight away pay 100% tax by 15 March 2023. Now 44AD is for individuals having business turnover up to 200 lakh in the preceding financial year. Such individuals pay income tax at 6% of the turnover, 8% for cash transactions. Then 44ADA is for individuals having professional income up to 50 lakh in the preceding financial year. Such individuals pay income tax at 50% of their turnover. If you would like to know more about presumptive taxation, you may consider watching my earlier video, the link in the top right corner. So if you have opted for presumptive taxation, then you can pay 100% by 15 March 2023, and for others, advance tax has to be paid in 4 installments. Let's now estimate your income for the financial year 22-23. Let's say your profit from business that you have estimated for the entire year is 55 lakh and you have not opted for presumptive taxation under section 44AD. Let's say your expected interest on fixed deposits is 5 lakh for the entire year. So gross total income would be 55 lakh. Let's assume your deductions under section 80C would be 1 lakh. So taxable income would be 54 lakh. Let's now compute income tax on it. For the first 2.5 lakh, no tax because that is the basic exemption limit. For the next 2.5 lakh at 5%, that is 12,500. For the next 5 lakh at 20%, that is 1 lakh. And for the balance 44 lakh at 30%, that is going to be 13.2 lakh. So this is the total tax that you have to pay. Plus surcharge at 10% and health and education cess at 4%. So the total tax that you have to pay is 16,38,780. Let's assume your TDS credit to be 38,780. So the balance tax that you have to pay for the entire year is 16 lakh. Let's now see how much tax you have to pay in 4 installments. The first installment is due on 15 June 2022 and minimum 15% tax has to be paid. So tax payable for the entire year as per our estimate is 16 lakh. So 15% of this value would be 2.4 lakh. So this is the tax that you have to pay before 15 June. Then next installment is due by 15 September and minimum 45% has to be paid as advance tax. Let's say you have revised your estimate and according to the revised estimate, the recomputed tax payable would be 17 lakh. So 45% of this value would be 7,65,000. Let's say you have already paid your first installment of 2.4 lakh. So the balance of 5.25 lakh has to be paid as second installment before 15 September. Then third installment would be due by 15 December and minimum 75% has to be paid. Let's say you have now revised your tax liability to 16.5 lakh. So 75% of this would be 12,37,500. Let's say you have already paid 7.65 lakh. So balance 4,72,500 has to be paid as third installment. Then last installment would be due by 15 March 2023 and 100% of tax has to be paid. Let's say you recompute your tax to be 20 lakh. So 100% of it has to be paid. So 20 lakh would be the advance tax that you have to pay. Let's say you have so far paid 12,37,500. So balance tax that you have to pay is 7,62,500. Let's now see how to pay this tax online. Navigate to the e-payment taxes portal. In the non-TDS TCS section, click on proceed. Select income tax other than companies in the tax applicable field. If you are a company, select corporation tax. Type of payment would be advance tax. Select mode of payment, net banking or debit card and select the name of the bank. Enter your PAN, select the assessment year, enter your city or district and select the state. Enter your PIN code, enter the CAPTCHA and click on proceed. Once you verify the details, you will be navigated to the net banking portal if you choose net banking as mode of payment. Log into your account, make the payment and download the challan. That's all I have for you today. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.